We know that let it go is the mantra of the movie Frozen, and it's an idea that is easy to say but really, really hard to do. And it's especially tough to do when you're at the helm of a project or a business, right? So Susan Steinbrecher, executive coach, has some helpful tips on how to make this happen. I find oftentimes, Susan, I'm so glad you're here this morning, that type A people are usually really bad at letting things go,
That's
right?
true.
We've always got to be in control.
Yes.
But you have some tips for us this morning,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. First of all, the more we try to control, typically the less control we have.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So absolutely, some of the tips, one is just tell the truth. I think managers really underestimate what an employee can actually handle. They can actually handle the truth.
Sure.
Now, they may not like or agree with what you might have to say, but they'll respect the fact that you're telling the truth
and that
at
you
least.
were honest instead of,
exactly.
There's nothing that bothers me more than when you know what the truth is and the person that you're supposed to respect and have a good working relationship with just won't tell you the truth.
Exactly.
It's terrible for the business relationship or any relationship.
Well, you're right, any relationship, right? It's just about being transparent and authentic and just saying, this is what I know the truth to be, this is what my expectations are of you, this is what my goals are, this is where the company's heading. Again, they may not necessarily like what they hear, but they'll certainly respect that leader who is willing to do that.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so another one would be just, trust but verify. Okay.
And explain.
All right, because really associates will work their absolute hardest for a manager and a leader who empowers them and trusts them. And where the verifying really comes in, it's saying, listen, you want to set that employee up for success. You want them to have a win. They want to have a win. You want them to have a win.
Absolutely. It works for everyone.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, it is providing proper guidance and coaching and parameters and boundaries to set them up for success. But then, let them go. Let them do their thing. Don't try to over-engineer it or micromanage around it because it just doesn't work. And the person feels stifled and their creativity doesn't come through like it could.
I think delegation is probably being able to delegate is one of the best things you see in a good leader. Being able to say, you take care of this, I'm not going to worry about it anymore, I know you can handle it.
Yes, and I would say delegate without dumping, right? That's where the setting them up for success comes in. And if they're not on the right path, then do the course correction and just give them the guidance that they really need. And then that way you're able to focus on the more important things you probably should be focusing on versus micromanaging every detail and project.
All right, and what's the last tip you have for us
and I
today?
think the last is it's okay to ask for help. I think a lot of leaders feel like they have to have all the answers, but employees do not expect a leader to know everything.
Right.
They expect them to know certain things, obviously, but not everything. And
right.
In fact,
I think it makes people more relatable.
Yes.
Yes. It kind of does, put you on the same level a little bit, I think.
Yes, because I think employees look at that leader and say, wow, this person's real. They're showing a little bit of that vulnerability actually gains power. And I do a lot of executive coaching and focus on that with leaders because I think they think like, the power is in my position, by my title. But the truth is, yes, you have position power, but the real power is who you are and how you show up. That's the personal power.
Right.
And that vulnerability and showing that shows your realness, and that just, all that does is make that associate that much more engaged. And they buy in more, and what they want to actually help that leader be successful as a result.
Absolutely. One of the things I've always seemed to respond to in working environments was having the leaders and the higher-ups in the company really respect the contribution that the employees were making to the company, that feeling valued, feeling like you're part of the team, and having that mutual respect with the leader or boss. Would you say that plays in all this?
Absolutely. I mean, we're all in this together. Again, you may have a certain title and a certain position, but everybody knows that. The reality is there is no way a leader can pull it all off.
Right.
The business is way too complex. Without really tapping into all those resources that those associates provide. And that's what really makes things special. Everybody feels like they're in this together. And they're more engaged and therefore going to produce at their very highest level.
I always think about those companies like Google, and they've got, there's a gym here. You go work out whenever you want to. Everything will be great.
Right.
Great tips right around the holiday season. A perfect time to let your employees know how much they're valued, right?
Absolutely. Valued and cared about.
Great tips. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out Susan's book, Heart-Centered Leadership, and get more details on her website at steinbrecher.com. And we'll have all that information on our website, tobroadcasttv.com. FRISCO.com. All right, up next, we have the perfect way to show your holiday spirit when it comes to supporting furry friends in need. It's details on FRISCO Humane Society's Santa Claus and Paws 5K and Fun Run. Stay with us.